Okay, so for this technique, I have my gel press 12 by 12 gel plate, and I have a small 3 by 5 on the side to, work with for laying out my paint. Now this is the technique we're going to do. So the stamping is actually from a pull that I tried to do and it didn't work, but I didn't clean my plate, so it shows up in this one. So I've been playing around with Brushos and my gel plate and trying to get a look. I wanted soft but still lots of color. Like I didn't want it to be too muted, but I didn't want it to be too bold, and I didn't want the paint splatters to be too much. So through some trial and error, I finally found a technique that I'm liking. So to start, we're going to take some ink, and I am going to use, let's see, going to use a Ranger archival ink in aquamarine, and I'm going to take this stamp. It's all in Create, and it's called Intersecting Circles. I'm not bothering to mount it on an acrylic block because I don't want perfect image. So I'm just going to ink this up and place it randomly, spacing it out. Now I'm going to do a little more than what I normally would, because with these prints they're going to be cut up, and I know that in advance, so I can plan accordingly. So that's that one, and then I'm going to take some Hickory Smoke Distress Archival ink, and I'm going to use this old favorite stamp of mine that I have no idea what it's called. So the ink has now dried. I'm going to take a Tim Holtz stencil. It's called Code. Sorry if you can hear that. That's my husband in his workshop doing his craft, which is wood. And it's quite noisy. So I'm just taking some white paint, and I'm going to stencil some marks onto my plate. Okay, now we're going to wait for this to dry. Okay, so the paint has dried, and now I'm going to go in with some more paint colors, like just as a background. So I chose 3 colors in the Dina Wakley media, and that's Elephant, Turquoise, and Blushing. So I'm going to put some paint on my 3 by 5 and get some on my brayer, and then put some on my plate in areas. I'm going to take some blushing, and the same idea. Just going to get some on my brayer and brayer it in areas. cleaning off my brayer and my gel plate, like my 3x5. So I don't want the colors mixed. Now I'm going in with turquoise. And I don't want to go too slow doing this because I don't want the paint to dry. Because this one, it's like a final layer for paint. So that is done, and now I have some Brusho mixed with water in these little containers. So I'm taking some lemon, and I'm using a fan brush, and I'm just tapping and getting some splatters onto my gel plate. Now I'm going to clean my brush before I dip into my orange. And same thing, just some splatters. Clean my brush, and then I'm getting some, what color? Emerald green. And then I just have some Recollections cardstock. And I'm laying that down right away. I'm just taking this scrap paper, just so I don't get any of the Brusho on my hands, because it does stain. Now, hopefully this worked. I'm not getting all the layers. I like it. It's soft, but it's not boring by any means. You're getting lots of color, and we did get some of the paint, and you can see the stamped images. So I'm going to do one more. I see a lot of stuff already down there, so I'm not going to bother with the previous stamps and the stenciling with paint or any of that, because there's already a lot of that going on. I'm just going to go straight in with the paint. And this time I'm even going to try so I can work faster. I'm going to put it on my plate and see how that works. I'm going to brayer. May have put a little too much of the turquoise. This one we're going to get a different look. I'm still going to do the Brusho splatters. Might get 2 prints from this one because I went a little heavy with it. I'm going to pull right away because, like I said, we may get 2 prints. And that one's a little darker than I would have liked. So now I'm going to leave this and I'm going to pull one more print. And I think I'm just going to use some of the blushing and some buff. And that's Dina Wakley as well. And I'm only going to do the lemon and the emerald because I find the orange is turning out kind of pinkish, and I did mostly pink for the paint. So we'll try that. Nice. So there we go. So we have some variety for our colors. I think I like the lightest one the best. Thought I would just show you when I was done. There was still stuff left on my plate, so I just added a layer of white paint, nothing else, and this is what I got. I really like it. And that's just all the things that were left over from creating these prints. So that's the final pull. We have that one. That one. I hope you enjoy making these prints and join me for part 2 where I show you what I'm going to do with them.